give it just a couple minutes. Let's see here. Oh, it's 6:30 on the dot, so we will get started. Shabbat Shalom. We will get started with, with Hine Matov, page 128.
Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, ya la la, ya la la la. Hine matov, ya la la, ya la la la. Hine matov u'manayim, ya la 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 la, ya la la. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
It's good to see some of you throughout this week. It's been a busy week here with Passover, and so I think what's so wonderful about Passover is how it captures hope, how it captures the feeling that tomorrow can be better than today, and that's so often what brings us to Shabbat services, having that belief that maybe by being together as a community, by praying, by going to Shabbat, by thinking about our past week, but thinking about the week ahead and how we can partner with God in creation, we can create better tomorrows as well. We're going to turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Ashari, Malachi Eyon. Mi melech Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'achem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Eyon. Mi melech Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Eyon. Mi melech Malachi Amlach HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Eyon. Mi melech Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, השמיע אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת נכוון אל לך, כי מכל הברכה מראש מקדם נשוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבל. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי ברא קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך, לך, דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
This time we will light our Shabbat candles. Let me see. Lena, would you like to light our candles tonight? Bumped into Lena the other day, and in the store she gave me a nice smile. And one of those people who's always here smiling, and that's a great tradition. You did us the honors.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר ששבת.
We are going to go to page 144 for the Chagzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ביעלמא דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו.
We rise in body or spirit for the Baruch, page 146.
Yalala ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. La 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 la, la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la.
Before I read today the words at the bottom of page 149 by Amos Oz. I know that the tide is not an independent force, but merely the submission of the water to the movement of the moon and in its orbit. And this orbit, in its turn, is subject to other orbits, which are mightier far than it. And so the whole universe is held fast by the clinging grip of strong hands, the forces of earth and sun, planets and comets, galaxies, blindly erupting forces, ceaselessly stirring in ripples of silence to the very depth of black space. Page 1.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Amecha ahata, Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadetam. Akein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shokbeinu u'v'kuneinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu v'hem negeh yomam v'alayla. Ve'havadecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad.
154.
V'ahaveta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן.
Story of Passover, where we left Egypt, has been one that happened to the Jewish people. However, it's a story that has then inspired so many other freedom movements. And so I hope that we can think of the Exodus from Egypt not just as a story from long ago, but rather as a story that's taken place time and time and time and time again throughout the millennia since then, of people who work to become free so that their futures can be better and their tomorrows brighter than today. And so, as we sing the Micha Mocha, our song of redemption and joy, let's think about who in our world still is waiting to sing their own song of freedom. Page 158.
The special melody for Adiru. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot Osei Fela, Malchutecha Ra'u Banecha B'kei Hayam Lifnei Moshe uMiriam Zeh Elianu v'yameru Adonai Melech le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Keep us from all harmful things, Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light, Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'ha'amideinu shomreinu l'chaim, l'chaim. Ufras aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufras aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Hapore sukat shalom aleinu. Hapore sukat shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Vishameru bnei Yisrael et Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise in body or spirit for the Amidah, page 164.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yada lai lai lai, 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 yada lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloi avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'ir Hagadol Ha'yibor v'Hanora Elion גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך גבורות ומידה מלך, מלך ממי ומחיי ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue on page 172 through page 180 silently, or you can use this as an opportunity for your own reflections and meditations, and when you're finished, you may be seated.
אמרי פגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני, צורי גאלי אדוני, צורי וגאלי אדוני, צורי Igai. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you. Be acceptable to you. Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai, my rock and my redeemer.
At this time, we turn our thoughts to those who are in need of healing of the mind, body, and spirit, and those who are in a state of recovery as well. You can find our prayer for healing if you have a Shabbat pamphlet on page 16. If you don't, you can just listen and follow along.
Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our fathers, may the one who blessed our mothers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Members of our community and their loved ones who could use a prayer for healing. Gitoleh B'Mashahana, Arabi Yudaleh Ben Dina, Myron Yisrael Ben Rachel, Daniel Meir Ben Chaya Edia, Baruch Ben Sarah, Itka Fega Gitto, Gila Chaya Mordechai Leib Gila Tova Hava Bahai Rochel, Chaim Yosef Ben Shena Leah, Shmuel Ben Aryeh Lev, Leora Ba Oded Rachel, Yifat Chayut Ba Tova, Chaya Liba Ba Miriam Ba Herschel, Sarah Bell, David Dowsett, Angelina, good to see you here, Rona Kipper, Fran Lappin, Tanner Light, Megan Magleby, Kenny Spector, Adina Stern, and Judy Wolf. If you have a name to add while I look in your direction, you're invited to share with us. If you're watching on our live stream, you're also invited to share.
Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our fathers, may the one who blessed our mothers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Now we offer a prayer for the state of Israel during the war. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. And also strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. And let us say, Amen. And we are going to, at this time, sing a prayer for peace, so say shalom, in hopes that one day soon everybody in the region will know peace.
Aseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imeru amen. Shabbat shalom.
I remember checked so that I think my pocket keeps flipping off my thing so people at home can't hear me. But I'm glad I checked because the other day they couldn't hear me. Anyhow, I remember one of the first weddings I did. It was back in Los Angeles, and the groom was Jewish, Ashkenazi Jewish American, and the bride was Chinese. And I always ask the couple, is there anything that wouldn't be part of a typical Jewish ceremony that you would like to include as part of your ceremony? And this couple said yes. And I said, okay, tell me what that is. And they said, well, the bride is Chinese, and we would like to have a Chinese tea ceremony. What? Tell me more. What is a Chinese tea ceremony? I'm not familiar with this. And they said, because one of the things I wanted to check too is since I do Jewish ceremonies, I don't want anything that conflicts with Judaism, like anything like, well, when you drink the tea, it is the spirit of Jesus that you are drinking into your body. If that was the case, I'd be like, sorry, we can't do this. But they said to me, well, it's a thing that we do in China where the groom goes and serves tea during the ceremony to the parents of the bride, and then the bride goes and serves tea to the parents of the groom, and it's showing respect for your in-laws to symbolize to them how appreciative you are that they raised this person, gave birth to and raised this person who you are going to spend your life with. And so it's a way of showing respect, and also by them drinking the tea you present, it symbolizes how they are accepting you as part of their family. And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, that does not conflict with anything in Judaism. In fact, that really reinforces a very strong message we have in Judaism. And also, we have a Chinese bride, so it seems appropriate to do something that symbolizes something that's part of her heritage. And so we did that, and it was beautiful. I've been to also, though, non-Jewish weddings where neither person is Jewish. And they end the wedding with the stomping of the glass. And I go, wait a second, that's our thing. So I asked them, why did you break a glass? And they said, well, because we know that's something they do in Jewish weddings, and it just seems so fun to do. So we thought, let's break stuff. Awesome. And so we included that as a fun thing, to step on a glass and everyone shouts Mazel Tov. I mean, they even, captured this in a Black Eyed Peas song. It's like, that's the greatest thing ever. And I'm sitting there going, the reason traditionally that we do that is because for Jewish people, even in our moments of greatest joy, we're supposed to remember brokenness in the world. And how can we be fully joyful when there are people out there, especially in our own tribe, that are experiencing brokenness ever since the destruction of the temple? And with that Chinese tea ceremony, while I thought it was beautiful, and I'm so glad we did it, let's say I had a bride and groom, neither of whom were Chinese, and said, I want to do this special thing. I saw you did it at that one wedding, and it was so beautiful, we want to do it too. I feel a bit uncomfortable about doing that. So, this kind of leads me into Passover. Because when I first came to town, a local Christian church, not LDS by the way, but a local Christian church reached out to me and said, Rabbi, welcome to Utah. We want to ask you a favor. Could you, on the first night of Passover, come to our church and lead a Passover Seder for us? And I was kind of like, well, first of all, first night of Passover, I'm with my family doing my Seder, so that's a no. But also I prompted them, and this was, by the way, a very liberal progressive church. And I said, can you tell me a bit more? You're a Christian church. Why are you doing a Passover Seder? They said, oh, well, we do one every single year because it's meaningful for us, because Jesus' Last Supper was a Passover Seder, so we get to feel more connected to Jesus this way. And then I had a conversation which was not appreciated by the other side about cultural appropriation. And I didn't even get into that the Passover Seder was actually created a few hundred years after Jesus in the Talmud, but it's neither here nor there. But how they were taking a Jewish custom and making it about themselves. And how that didn't feel good for me. To take something that was really meaningful to me and my family and my culture and my tradition and take it and make it about theirs instead. And so I had that talk with them. And, probably too with these folks, they would have had a fun evening Seder and then the next day gone and eaten a bacon lettuce tomato sandwich or something on bread and not actually been keeping Passover, but had the fun, trendy part of it. But that also got me a thinking. Are we ever guilty of such a transgression as cultural appropriation? Now, if you came the other day to our second night Seder, I'm sure you had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Our cantor did an awesome job, like she always does. And the songs that she sang, Had Gadya, there was a song, which one was it, to the tune of Clementine? Which one?
Yeah, the Ballad of the Four Children.
Ballad of the Four Children. That was fun. And what was the mood, if I can put you on the spot, that you were going for with
Levity.
this song? Levity.
To try to lighten things. It's a serious occasion. To try to brighten things up.
So often our songs that we do at Passover, so many Jewish holidays are like sad and lamenting, but even like Adirhu, or something like these are all upbeat. They're all fun. I have fun at it. But there's one song, and we didn't do it at our Passover Seder this year, that we have had as a part of our so many Seders, which is Go Down Moses. It's in the packet. It's in the packet. So, Go Down Moses, where does this song come from? There you go. So, this song, so some people might say, oh, well, it's appropriated from Jews. It's about our Exodus story. But, of course, the Exodus story is still a part of the Christian canon, not the Passover Seder, but the story of leaving Egypt
is a part of the Christian Bible. And in the early 1800s, enslaved people sang this song as a way for them to be motivated to leave slavery and go into the Underground Railroad at risk of their own lives, and join Harriet Tubman, who they called Moses, who they referred to as Moses. And so when people, and the enslaved people, were largely Christian practicing. And so when this song was sung, it was connecting to their religion, their story, and also being able to find and draw inspiration that led them, when they were like, should I really escape or not, gave them the courage to actually go on this journey. And a lot of people will say that this song even saved people's lives because it gave folks that courage. And this song, it was popularized in the 1940s by Paul Robeson, who had this deep voice, and sang it as a Negro spiritual. And it's like, so to hear it's beautiful. He uses this very deep voice where it's like, go down, Moses, away down to Egypt land. Tell the Pharaoh, let my people go. In this deep, deep voice that was like emblematic of Negro spirituals. And so because it's so fun, Jews started incorporating that into their seders and singing like that. And while we could argue that this song was a part of the Passover story, we need to realize too that song was created for a different purpose by different people, and it was not meant for levity. And also, I felt even we're just now trying to do that voice, everything, but like singing it like that, which is not how many of us sing, is in a sense appropriating another culture. And so what I'd encourage us to do, so after thinking about that and reading some articles about that, we don't go down Moses at my seders anymore. But what I would encourage us to do is think about, with other cultures, the difference between appreciation and appropriation. We can learn so much from other folks. We can apply things to how we do stuff. But at this, like for instance, confirmation, which is coming up next month, our confirmation service, that came out of Protestant Christianity. We said this is a good idea. We can do something like this too and make it entirely Jewish and not something that takes from their culture and repurposes it for ours. Or even with the Passover Seder at Brigham Young University, they do a Seder every year, but they do it under the guidance of the professors at Yeshiva University and make it an educational Seder and make it clear to the students, we are not making this a Christian thing or an LDS thing. We are doing this to learn about Jewish culture, Jewish history, and what the role of the Seder plays in the Jewish narrative. And along the way, we can compare and talk about things that we find in common with our own religion, but this is not ours, it's theirs. As you know, I if you've talked to me at all, I love to travel and experience other cultures. In fact, tomorrow evening, I'm off to Tajikistan and Uzbekistan for 10 days, and I love doing that, stuff like that. I love learning about other cultures. Probably all of us love that to a degree. So for us, let's think about the words of Hillel, of that which is hateful to you, do not do unto another. And when we experience something that's really beautiful or moving to us in another culture, let's make sure we find ways to appreciate it rather than appropriate it. Shabbat Shalom. Some
Shabbat Shalom.
announcements. Thank you, Cantor,
Thank you.
leading alongside us tonight. Join Faye Lincoln this Sunday at 9:30 a.m. for the second of her 5-part lecture series at Kolami on future values, geopolitical shifts, and changing technology from global chaos to personal clarity. This lecture will focus on the U.S. versus China supply chain issues, EVs, semiconductors, and Israeli technology. So if you're a techie, I bet you'll, or concerned about global affairs, I bet you'll love that. Our Passover services will continue. Tomorrow we have Day 5, a Hol HaMoed Shabbat service at 9:30 in the sanctuary, and then our Day 7 service on Monday and our Day 8 service Tuesday will be in this room at 9:30 a.m. I hope you join us in making minyan, and afterwards on the 8th day there will be a Kiddush luncheon sponsored by the congregation and organized by Helene and John Cuomo in memory of Helene's parents. Please note that due to the 7th and 8th days of Passover, the office will be closed. Our Rosh Chodesh Women's Group May event will be on the 14th for a walking tour of Esther's Garden and a dairy vegetarian kosher style potluck. Join Gary Strayanik, volunteer coordinator at Esther's Garden, as we explore the history and purpose of gardening in the Jewish tradition. Make sure to RSVP and let us know what dish you'll be bringing. And on May 16th, you can join me on Zoom or in person for What is Zionism? The 2-hour course will teach about the world's most misunderstood movement, its origins, the various streams of Zionism, and where it is today. If you think you know what Zionism is, you might find out it is much more than you thought. So please register in advance for the Zoom link or come here on May 16th. And on May 17th, join us for our Shir Shabbat service with featuring our Kolami band and choir. This special service will be co-led by our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade students as we honor and celebrate the dedicated teachers and parent committee members of the Rafi Schwartz Religious School. Following services, you're invited to stay for a special Peruvian Shabbat dinner. Please RSVP in advance for dinner. Thanks to Ann Bernstein and Rochelle Kaplan, our annual tomato and vegetable plant sale is underway, and the seeds are germinating. Order online for pickup in May. All proceeds benefit the religious school. And finally, our greetings and ads for our 50th anniversary membership fundraiser are due by May 3rd. Celebrate a milestone, simcha, or send greetings to the community, and tell your friends to send in an ad too. This is our last major fundraiser of the year. And thank you for being here. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to move into the concluding part of our service, page 586 at the bottom of the page for Aleinu. And I'll invite you to rise in body or spirit.
עלינו לשבח להדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המנם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. At this time we think of those whom death has recently taken from us, and those who died in this season years past, and those who we draw into our hearts with our own as we remember them. If you hear the name of a loved one, you're invited to rise upon hearing their name. In the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning, we remember Arthur Dunn, a local Jewish person laid to rest in our cemetery, and also we think of those who have lost their lives in Israel, either defending the country or as a result of terror in the past 30 days. We also remember the following yortzites, anniversary of the passing of these loved ones: Franz Barthel, Joe Park Beatty, Rose Berry, Sarah E. Bronsky, Bernice Holden Carlisle, Beverly Evdason, Phyllis Lerner Farrell, Eugene Feldman, Mary S. Friedman, Doris Nadich Gus, Gertrude Hofheimer, Burden Katz, Violet Katz, Isidore Klein, Bruce Cronenberg, Ruth Lehman, Mose Lewis, Sylvia Loeb, John Mass, Marilyn Maidbray, Barbara Wynne Grishman Navarre, Sherman Pomerantz, Samra Sakai, Virginia Cook Sanders, Sam Sapitsky, Sandra Schmuckler, Irving Schulman, Eric Silberberg, Tilly Silverstein, Bernice E. Smith, Emmanuel Sonnenreich, Irving Spitz, and Dorothy Fields Wheeler. And if you have a name that you'd like to add, I'll invite you to do so when I look in your direction. And if you have a name and you're watching on our live stream, you're invited to share at this time. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you're in mourning or it's your tradition, do so. You're invited to rise. We're on page 598. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabam.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirute v'yemlich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru.
Amen. Yehi shemei rabba mivarach le'alam u'amei almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha
B'richu.
le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nehemata da'am yiram be'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'rumav uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al
Yal
kol
kol
Yisrael.
Yisrael. V'imru. Amen.
May the source of peace and peace to all who are mourning comfort the bereaved among us. Can we say Amen? We will conclude, as we have been since October 7th, with the singing of Israel's national anthem, Hatikva. You're invited to rise.
Kol od ba'leva ben'ima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefa'atei Mizrach kadima ayin le'tzion Sophia od Elam tikvateinu hatikva b'shnot alpayim להיות חופשי וארצנו ארץ ציון בירושלים להיות חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים.
We rise for Kiddush.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesha b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron emase v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת בקומי ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת אמן לחיים.
And we will come over here for Motzi. I gotta say, no offense to him, but Moshe really, his hollow is not up to standards this week. What is
not
this?
up to snuff?
Hard as a rock.
Hard as a rock.
Moshe.
Let my people go, as they say. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbat.